Welcome back, viewers. This is South Speaks. The topic today is the electoral chasm between the centre and the south that has now cast its shadow on the economics as well. The fight for funds, which started earlier this year after the union budget, has now really escalated between the centre and the southern states, with Tamil Nadu and Kerala taking on the Modi Sarkar. On one hand, you have Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M K Stalin, who has accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of lying about allocation of funds to his state. And in a parallel development, the Supreme Court has also asked the centre not to really insist on Kerala withdrawing a case against it, of course, if it wants more funds. Now, speaking of Tamil Nadu here first, Chief Minister M K Stalin has said that the Prime Minister has been disseminating falsehoods and that he should specify the recipients to whom funds were allocated. The statement really here comes at the back of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent accusation that the DMK government, he of course said that they wouldn't let the DMK loot the money of the people of Tamil Nadu, and the money they looted will be recovered, he said. And he also did say that this money will be spent for the people of the state. Now, in a scathing attack, the Prime Minister had said that DMK was really busy with media management instead of really flood management and the issues around it. Meanwhile, in a big win for Kerala, you could say, this is of course in the fight against the centre that's been going on in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has asked the centre not to really put a condition on Kerala that if it wants its borrowing limits to be raised, it should first withdraw its suit against the centre. Now, two different developments, two different ends of the spectrum, but the contours remain the same. It's the centre versus south. And this time, of course, it's over fund allocation. And we've seen this with other southern states too. To talk more about this, Vineeta Hariharan of the BJP joins us today. Dr. Syed Hafeez from the DMK is also with us. We have Dr. Jayaraj, who's a political analyst. Arun, senior journalist, is also joining us today. Firstly, taking this across to the DMK, because we've had quite an interesting statement that has come in, Dr. Syed Hafeez, because one would really start to wonder here, these issues repeatedly being taken up. Is this going to be, a poll pitch of sorts for several of the opposition states, especially down south? We've seen the protests being taken to Delhi by Karnataka. We've seen that happen from Kerala. We've seen time and again this issue being raised by the DMK. Is it going to resonate with the people?
Actually, it becomes the duty of the state government to go and tell to the people that the union government over last 10 years had denied the state of their financial rights. The biggest thing that the counter that the BJP comes up every time, that is like they will say, we have given you 2 times more or 2.5 times more than what UP has given. I'll give you some data. In 2014, the direct tax collection of the union government was 6.3 lakh crore. And what is it today? It is 16.6 lakhs crore. And indirect tax collection during the UPA government was 5.46 lakh crore, which is around 13.94 lakhs crore. So you are coming to say what you are giving, but you're not saying how much you have received. You have received more than what the UPA received, and hence it becomes your duty to give more than what UP has given. So this is not a charity that you're doing, it is a constitutional right. Here, I will tell you how the southern states are being deprived. I will give you one example. In 2020, sometime in May, there is a flood situation in Gujarat due to a Taukte cyclone. The Prime Minister visits the flood-affected Gujarat, and 2 to 3 days later, he gives an interim relief of 1,000 crores. Without any documentation, without any power, it becomes the discretion of the Prime Minister to announce it through the funds from the national quota. Whereas when we ask it from the national quota, it has been more than 3 months, not a single penny has been given to Tamil Nadu, where 8 districts were submerged due to cyclone. So this disparity, when you come to your state, you don't need documents. It just takes 72 hours for an announcement of 1,000 crores. And here, after 3 months, you have nothing to give. And the less talked point is about the cess. No, they say GST devolution is a question. Here, the finance minister comes to Tamil Nadu and she says that Tamil Nadu has received more than what it has given. So if you have given more, you have to give it from somewhere else.
Okay.
Which is the state that is giving you to take it and give it to Tamil Nadu? See, there are direct tax and indirect tax. you only quote direct tax when it comes to what you receive from Tamil Nadu. But when you give, you add the devolution from the indirect taxes. So the basic thing is you have consciously skipped how much you have received from indirect taxes when the finance minister came to Tamil Nadu and gave a press meet. So all this is a conscious errorful statement from the Prime Minister, from the Finance Minister. I will tell you about the CIS. There is a GST devolution which is already in the controversy, but I will tell you
Okay.
something about CIS. CIS does not come under the purview of the Finance Commission. CIS funds are used through an execution order completely under the discretion of the Prime Minister. I will tell you, in 2014, the amount of CIS that was received by the Union Government of India was only 83,000 crores. Whereas today in 2023, the cess that the Union Government has received is 5 lakh and 10,000 crores. So that is roughly 4 times more than what it was in 2014. You know, the biggest part, there is no GST norms like how you devolve in GST. There is no financial commission guidelines on how the cess has to be utilized. And this does not come under the audit also. The central government can use this for specific purposes, but there is no discretion on how the sets has to be distributed among the states. Even in states, there is priority among the northern states and the
Dr. Syed
BJP ruled
Hafeez.
state, where BJP feel that they are at upper hand to win.
No, I gave you enough opportunity to explain what you were trying to, but my question, of course, was quite different. I'll come back to that aspect of whether this is going to be a poll pitch ahead of the Lok Sabha. I'll come back to that, and I want the BJP to respond. But before that, I'll also take this question to Dr. Jayaraj as well. Dr. Jayaraj, the observations today by the Supreme Court, as far as Kerala is concerned, how do you really view them?
Actually, we have put forward the Act 131 regarding the state's borrowing capacity. And there was a lot of discussion between Center and Kerala regarding to raise the borrowing capacity of the state. This is because our state is doing a lot of welfare measures, and we cannot stop the welfare measures and like social pension scheme and all. The center, what the center is asking is to stop all these schemes. And even in the time of disasters, when the Indian Navy was used, their choppers were used, that was also charged, and the rise they gave during the floods, the deluge in 2018, that was also charged by the center government. And according to the GST thing, also the same thing is happening. It's a case that it is not with the southern states, it's a state where opposition rules. It is like declaring a financial emergency in the states or where opposition rules, and it's a the state and the federal system is at collapse. It's at the edge of collapse because of these measures, and all these statements given by our honorable finance minister and our prime minister is contradicts many times, and what they are saying is not clear, and they are providing, even in the case of Tamil Nadu, they are saying that 3,406 crores were spent by the state government and not a single money spent by the center government for that. But our PM is saying that, constantly saying that they are given, but who are the beneficiaries? Nobody knows who are the beneficiaries and what criteria did they distributed the money or anything. That is also nobody knows. It is just an electoral gimmick, or in the time of the election they are saying that there is no such rift between, there is no stepmotherly attitude towards the states ruled by the opposition parties. The center is free and fair always, but it is not true. When we look into the matter concerned, and the equal share is not given to all the states, so Kerala is being constantly being penalized due to its indexes, its indices in the Niti Aayog.
But there is a concern as far as the financial situation of Kerala as well is concerned, Dr. Jayaraj, that also needs to be considered. But of course, we have heard both of you all very patiently. Time for the BJP to respond to both the aspects. And I want to really get back into the question that I asked earlier. But before that, Vineeta, if you could respond to them.
Yeah, so this is a debate which is going on from a long time because states are trying to kind of deflect their own non-performance to the center, where the center has been constantly devolving funds and constantly, announcing program, not only announcing, implementing programs and providing subsidies to the entire country. And if you look at the share of the, taxes and duties that have been devolved for 24-25 itself, I have the figures right in front of me. You can look at Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has got a share of about 50,000 crore, 49,754 to be precise. And Andhra Pradesh 49,364 and Kerala 23,000 crores out of a 12 lakh crore budget. And this is just for 24-25. If you look at Kerala's share, in the net devolution of taxes since 2018, it's about 53,000 crores, more than 53,000, which is amongst the highest in the 16 states when you compare it with 16 states. So there is no room for complaint. And as you said, rightly said, the states have to introspect on their own management of funds. Why don't they look back at their own, introspect on their own management of funds and how they're actually trying to create more sources of revenues? How are they, promoting industries in the states? How will the taxes come? Only if they increase the efficiency of tax collection, and also if they improve the industrialization, if they improve the entrepreneurial, an ecosystem, if they have more MSMEs coming in, if they have more startups, if they have an encouraging, facilitating environment for industries, only then. So the states cannot completely depend on the center for everything. It's a center-state game, and it's an 80-20 share in most of the programs, or a 60-40 share in most of the central government programs, in the centrally sponsored and the central sector schemes. Central sector is completely 100% from center to the states, whereas in the centrally sponsored schemes, it's 60% from center and 40% from the states. So the states have an equal responsibility, not an equal, at least a partial responsibility in contributing to the development of their own state. So, you cannot completely point fingers at the center and act like a completely handicapped or, a child. That's not the way the country should progress. This is a kind of constitutional framework that has been going on since time immemorial. Since
But some of these opposition, some of the opposition ruled states say there is a stepmotherly treatment by the center because, they're not a part of the BJP, they're not a part of the NDA. And that's why this sort of treatment is meted out. And
Sorry. Please continue. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, so why would they do a stepmotherly treatment when, if you say that politically we want to be in Kerala, if you're trying to politicize, if the opposition is trying to politicize this entire strategy of the BJP not to kind of handicap southern states, and why would we do that? When if we want to be politically strong in south of India, why would we do that? Why would we handicap south of India from all the funds? This is an absolute false narrative. It's a total, kind of where you don't accept your own responsibility and you point out to the center for everything. You look at the statistics, you open up the statistics and see the kind of devolution of funds.
Vineeta, I've just been told I have just about 5 minutes. I want to cover a few more aspects here. Arun BS has been patiently listening. Very quickly, Arun, how do you really view this? Do you really see this as a genuine issue that's being raised by all the states time and again? Or do you see it as probably one of the poll planks ahead of the elections that, opposition ruled states, there is a different sort of a treatment by the BJP and, that's the reason we are raising this. And do you think that it will resonate with the voters as well? And to add to that, okay, you go ahead with that. I'll take the other question across to the political guests.
Well, Deepak, if more than one state is arguing about the same issues, I think there must be truth in that. And having said that, center has given its own, answers, its own sort of solutions for that. But the issue has not died down. The issues, raised by Karnataka and Kerala, both of which took its delegations to Delhi as well as Tamil Nadu today, they are pointers, in the center making sort of differential treatments to these states. Deepak, you should also remember, and you made that point also, about the elections. There are two issues, what I see now, why these states also are raising these issues very vehemently. One is, of course, the elections, the coming Lok Sabha elections, and the other is the Finance Commission. The new Finance Commission is going to start. It has already started the process, and it's in the process of formulating its parameters. The parameters are very important for the devolution of funds between the center and the states. And this is what the states are also arguing, that their percentage of the revenues that they should get, whether it's out of sales or whether it's out of grants, this percentage is very important, and that is why one of the reasons why the states have picked up this issue, I think, is the devolution, is the formula for the devolution of funds. So these two matters, I think the states also have quite effectively driven home, especially in Delhi, and it has caught the national attention, and that's what they wanted.
Right, Arun, I just have a couple of more minutes, so I'm requesting all the panelists, of course, to keep your answers really short, preferably about 30 seconds. Dr. Hafeez, I want to ask you, when these issues are repeatedly mentioned that there is ill treatment towards the opposition ruled state by the centre, the centre keeps pushing for one thing, that they keep saying, let's have a double engine government, everything works out better. Do you feel this sort of a complaining probably, you're playing to the BJP's hands there? With their double engine card, Dr. Hafeez?
No. It is certainly not complaining. We have in fact performed better than what they claim to be a double engine government in other states. I will tell you, the BJP spokesperson is conveniently and repeatedly taking the line of the BJP and finance minister, where they are saying only how much they have given. I challenge you to come up with how much you have got from us. I will give you one example. In 2023, the UP government has given 36 and 531 crores. That is 36.5 thousand crores as GST. And what they have got back is 2.18 lakh crore. This is what we are questioning.
No, that's precisely what I'm saying. With these sort of issues, does the BJP probably, do you put them in a situation where you're saying that, if it is a BJP ruled state, and if it's the BJP at the centre, they are getting more funds and the opposition isn't. I'm really out of time, so I'll have the BJP quickly respond to you.
So we have a very scientific criteria.
Let's have the BJP respond.
Yeah, so there is a very scientific criteria, as the honorable panelist would know, that it's based on a certain kind of devolution through the finance commissions: income, distance, area, population, demographic performance, forest cover, forest and ecology, tax and fiscal effort. So where is the subject for discretion here? Where is the the room for discretion or room for subjectivity here? It's all objective parameters based on the formula which is being devolved. It's done through bureaucratic machinery and not a political machinery. For heaven's sake, please don't politicize governance like this. So it's not about which party comes.
The BJP says don't politicize. The southern states have been talking about various aspects. They're saying, why are we paying for an exploding population up north when several measures are being taken down south? We earn more, we give away more, we get less. This is the argument, of course, by the southern states. How is it going to resonate with the voters? We'll know in a couple of weeks from now. Thanking all our panelists. We're slipping into a quick break on that note.